Well, the realities of going to Florence in a motorhome in 2022 aren't quite what we expected. While the actual palace of Pitti was open, the gardens were in major restoration and very disappointing. So what do you get out of this? I suppose the best thing is you really have to check ahead to see what's open and what's worth going to see. If you're into Renaissance art, at the moment there's no point going, but do check. This is our journey. I'll put the coordinates of where we stayed. We had a scooter ride into the centre, and that's a good way of going. I would recommend that, although it is a bit hair-raising. Okay, so don't not go, but do your research. I suppose that's the same for anywhere, really, isn't it? Bye!
We come alive in the nighttime. There's something about how we dance.
Oh! Jeez. Breakfast because there's nothing in Pitti Palace. Garden probably. Rust weed, and we're starving. Well, after a wonderful breakfast, which only cost us €6, which was amazing because it was for locals, because you've got to keep it local, we've made it into the garden, and we're down here. So we're going to start somewhere down here and then end up going over here. My husband muttering to himself. What are you muttering, Mutter?
Well, this must be the
Muttery?
house anyway, because the signs for it have disappeared.
Yes, well, I'd say so. A classic alley, or alley, an alleyway if you want. This is very much like Priory Park, we would
In
say.
Southend-on-Sea.
But Paul said, well, why did we come all this way?
Just to go to Priory Park.
And,
Which means I should be able to get a game of football around the corner with the lads. So, good.
very important. It's art, you know. It's all art, so it's okay.
Not a dirty bottom though.
No, he has got dirty bottom. So this is the meadow of columns. And actually I was expecting there to be a lot of columns, but it looks like the columns are trees. And there are actually 2 columns. Gorgeous here this morning. It's going to be 30 at some stage, or 32 today. So we've raced out, got on the bike, shut the dogs in with aircon, so we're rushing back as soon as we can. Columns. Axis. Axis of greenery. See? So that goes all the way to the top. And surprisingly enough, all the way to the bottom, which is very traditional. So how was the football?
Oh, I just realised I'm too old for it now.
You've only just realised.
Yeah. I haven't played football in 20 years.
Surprise! Hello, fishy. Hello. Fishy, fishy. We're heading through Cypress Lane to Chestnut Meadow. 9 minutes to get up here, so that gives you some idea of how big it really is. We think it's the first one who lets go of the stone wins, and they're blindfolded. I think Paul's just checking them out.
Checking that the one at the bottom's not cheating and looking out.
Make sure he's not cheating. I used to call Ruby Tiny Snout because she had a sort of a short snout. And this is the fountain of little snouts. Who's glance around, looking interested? That's too close. Too close! So these gardens were very much about water features as much as anything. And you can see the water would have come out of here, trickled down there, and then gone all the way down there, which would have been lovely and cooling. The sound of water is lovely, isn't it? So we found the fountain of Tiny Snout, or Tiny Snouts, but even so, it's under restoration, it looks like. It's just a bathtub, with nothing going into it. Poor Tiny Snouts. And a big tower. Now this is one of the meandering paths that goes through. I hope to show you on the plan. It's just difficult because they look like small pathways on the plan, but they're huge, great big roads. Everything's on a big scale in this garden. No, it's not the little snouts, definitely the tiny birds. So what did you say? It was just for the little birds?
Yeah, the other one's for one for Big Bird is over there.
Yeah, and obviously it appears that a little birdie has visited Paul. I kid you not.
Oh, that wasn't rhyming.
I know it wasn't. Very simple. I was telling Paul, these were perfect places for assignations. And he invited me, but I declined. Oh, we can't get out now, look. That used to be open, I'm sure. Progress is meandering, the end of the meandering path, but the good thing is it's got toilets. Woohoo! Look, meander, meander.
This year's crop coming already.
Yes. Oh, big face.
So there it is.
I'm assuming this is in memoriam for someone because a cut-off column usually means a life cut short. So, I don't know if we'll find out who it is. A wonderful sundial. I don't think that's the original piece though. I mean the top piece. I'm sure there's a name for it. What was this, the meadow of chestnuts?
Yes.
Meadow of chestnuts.
Oh look, it's got a gnome on it.
A gnome. Are they called gnomes, are they?
They're called gnomes.
Gnomons. Oh, you see, Paul knew. I didn't know what it was called, but it is not its original gnomon. Do you think?
No, it's not at all.
No. And look, wait for this little surprise. I'm going to take you down here first. Ready? Down here. Ready? Surprise! Pretty impressive, isn't it? Welcome to Florence. Amazing. So it's still very early and we're still rushing around, but we've decided to stay another day so that we can get a better look at it. Look at that tree! Good grief, they're amazing. What do you think, Paul?
I think it's quite large.
It is quite large. Not the face of Bo, for those who ever watched Doctor Who and still do, but a pretty big face. My, what big nostrils you have.
It was poured after.
Yeah, it looks like it, but it's very difficult trying to work out how they made it because it's actually made of steel.
1997.
Was it? It's quite late
Yeah,
then. Yeah. So it looks like it was poured into a mould, I think. Everybody's rubbed the naughty bits. Basically, look, there's no one here at the moment. Now, this is May the 20-something. Whereas when we were at the Cinque Terre, it was packed. So I don't know what that says about the two places. These are the grounds of the Palace of Pish, but it's nice and quiet, isn't it?
It's very quiet.
Very quiet. Yeah, there's another axis. So the entire house, of course, is built around the garden, or the garden around the house, and yeah, many axes. So I was asking Paul which you preferred, the Villa Garzoni with its garden, or this one. And actually we both said independently that we prefer Villa Garzoni, which is much smaller, and it was in flower at the time, and it was only about a month ago, wasn't it, darling? Yeah, I don't know, perhaps we're expecting a garden to be a bit more floral.
I mean, this is much
grander.
Much grander. I mean,
Yeah, but I do like a few flowers.
yeah.
Yeah, the only flowers so far are the daisies. So yet another obelisk. Cleopatra's needled them however many times. And we reckon they did a job lot on the baths because they're everywhere. This is the third one we've seen. They're all different sizes. We reckon the salesman came along and they said, yeah, we'll have all of those.
I reckon you got 10% discount.
Because it was damaged, yeah. Of course. We're not going into the palace, the Pitti Palace, because we've got to get back to the dogs. So you have to come and see that bit for us and film it. See, I told you, job lot on the baths. Anyway, we found some flowers, so there you go. So it's a rose garden. What do you reckon?
You know what the song is, don't you?
What?
One song was not quite alone. There you go.
You're the lady, you're the lady, you're the lady. Ooh. Oh, look at the roof. So it's a proper grotto. No hermit, but it's grotto. Another bath.
I wonder what the purpose of it was.
Well, they were just places to go and visit, weren't they? I thought.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
Again, meet you at the grotto, darling.
Mm-hmm.
Look, to be honest, Priory Park has got a lot on this, to be honest. Yeah, as it says there, window over the city, except it's under renovation. You can still see the old grotto. And as Paul said, he said, I hope that's not real. Well, it is. So what they've done is they basically found some limestone, yeah, and hacked bits out of it and moved them into their grotto. They had no compunction or conscience really about that type of thing. And yet, look at that wonderful ceiling. Hang on, I'll put you through the fence. Lovely horseshoe, back the other way. And more building work. But honestly, there's an awful lot going on, including the work to the Uffizi.
What do you reckon we're doing here? They said it was a good gig, this one. But, you know, we seem to be sitting around doing nothing much. We're getting really bored. Nobody's come to see us. They said there was loads of women involved. Haven't seen any women yet. Not one.
No women lions, you mean?
Okay, they're nesses. They're lionesses.
No lionesses. False advertising. Oh, is this a botanical part? Oh, and they're restoring it again. Yes, look at it. I think restoration is another term for overgrown. This was obviously a water feature at one stage, and it looks like they're restoring the fake grotto or whatever it was that was on top. And there's an awful lot of restoration work going on. Look, personally, the gardens are suffering. This is May, the end of May, and yeah, it should be in better condition than this. May 22, so if you come another time, send me some pictures, please. Beautiful, beautiful conservatory, though. This is an aquarium. Now, might have to look up the term aquarium, whether it actually stands for botanical flowers as well. But I assume at one stage it was full of different types of fish. What are you going to say in that case? What did you call it? A cork oak? Yeah, I find it very difficult to look at. It's like that phobia when you look at a strawberry and it's going to flower and the green's coming through and you nearly throw up because it's just gross. I'll look up the word. Anyway, it's like that. They're all timber. Look at them all blocked the rock top in timber. So this is what the view is like from Ponte Vecchio. Of course, it's nowhere near as good as looking back at it. A lovely river, but we'll show you looking back at it hopefully in a minute. Man walking through. See what I mean? It gets better the further away you get. I bet that's a restaurant over there. Very pretty, isn't it? And as unmistakable as it is, I used to think this was in Venice. Silly Billy. It's Galilei, one of my personal favourites. And who's over here? Oh, that looks a bit popey. Oh look, Machiavelli. So this is the actual Uffizi main centre. There's Rudy people at the top. Look at those Rudy people. Uffizi, right? It's got the largest amount of Renaissance art in it, right? It's one of the galleries, and they're obviously pretty cool. We're not going in them. The only person in the world that doesn't like Renaissance art. Amazing. You get to see as much this way, really. Amazing, aren't they? And at this little cafe you get candelabras at every table. And pink seashell chairs. Gotta come over here, darling. This is the famous hog. You've got to rub it and I don't know. But it's famous and that's what you have to do. And you can tell because look at his nose. Look. Is it a guy dressed up as Johnny Depp in there? And he takes his work very seriously. Can you see all the, look, you're going round and round. He picks up individual pieces of tissue and whatever. He just loves it. He's back again, he's back again. Look, there he goes, there he goes. Oh, someone got in his way. Oh, sorry. I'm entertained by small things. Something Lego. Oh, yeah. It's pretty cool, isn't it? Very nice. Colour 2. So what you're looking at is a feast of marble. So there's obviously standard white marble. There's green marble, burgundy and pink marble, and the whole thing is made out of those 3 marbles. I usually go around till I see my husband and then I stop. Aha, there he is. Great facade, isn't it? I mean, it really is just a facade. The rest is all brick. Perhaps they ran out of money. See, it's getting later in the day and all the tourists are coming out. Actually, it's getting really hot, so that's the real reason we have to get back.